Hello, Huskies, and welcome to another episode of Talk Latte with Jamie and Christian from IPS. I have Jamie here with me.
Hello, Huskies.
And we, in our continued efforts to just have our international students, both incoming and current, get to know all of the different departments within the university. We have someone very special with us today. I think I tripped over my words a little bit there.
I don't know.
But anyway, we have someone very special with us today, one of our directors here. So if you could please introduce yourself and tell us what department you belong to.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Julia Kelleher, and I'm the Director for Student Support and Mentorship.
Awesome. And what exactly does your department do? What is your main focus?
Well, we're a brand new department, actually, so I think for those students who've been here for a while, you may have previously known us as the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, but after spring 2025, we changed names and changed focus, and now Student Support and Mentorship, what we do is we support all students. I think you don't have to have a certain identity or a certain major or anything like that, or special, focus. We support all students in their journey here at Michigan Tech, and it's broad, but we keep it that way because we really work hard to provide one-on-one support for students who need our help.
And what are some of those things that your department does to help students?
Yeah, so we focus on, we really try to focus on social interactions. So, we're part of the Waterous Center, the Wayno Waterous Center for Student Success, and they got the lockdown on they really handle the academic portion of student success, and we're here to kind of do both this academic and also the social. So we help students if they need help finding resources across campus, or if they need help finding resources in the community as well, find a good provider, medical provider, or we provide referrals, and we also just kind of help students work through problems they may be having in a non-therapy way. So we're not counselors, so we don't provide therapy or counseling, but we do provide a place for people to talk, and a place for people to hang out, and a place for folks to get the help they need if they need it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these podcasts, as Christian mentioned, we're doing these spotlights for these departments that are in the Student Affairs Division, and obviously we can see that you are very student-oriented with your support. But other than you as the director, who else is in your department, and what is their focus in their positions?
Yeah, so as a director, I oversee kind of all the different positions, but I focus a lot on students who are first generation, meaning that neither their parents went to got a 4-year degree in the exclusively in the United States. That also excludes people who got, parents have gotten 4-year degrees internationally, because it's a little different situation. But I also oversee our manager, Kayla Michelson, and her job primarily is to provide support for undergraduate students who are transfers, meaning that they attended a previous institution of higher education and transferred in with some credits outside of high school dual enrollment. And then we have Harry Ron, he's a newer employee, and his job is to oversee STEM success for undergraduate students. So he's our STEM success coordinator, and he runs the NACME engineering scholarship, and then he also runs out of the College of Engineering the STEM Husky scholars as well. And then we have M. Humes, who is a part-time employee with the Center for Student Mental Health and Wellness, and she's our student wellness coordinator, and she provides assistance talking about mental health, physical health, community, all those different aspects of what makes people healthy and what people need to thrive. And then we have our administrative support, Karen Wade, who is our senior administrative aide, and Dee Ressler, who is our office assistant. And all those folks, we all are mostly in the same office. Em splits her time, but we all are in the same place.
And where is that place?
I was going to ask me, so I didn't want to
You gave me an easy one.
That's a good gateway into it.
Yeah. So we're actually in a new location. We moved over the last part of the summer. We're in the Alumni House now, which is on the far end of campus by the Michigan Tech University Arch, kind of kitty corner from the administration building. And the whole space is a student-centered space. We've tried really hard to make it a space for students to hang out. For those who've been on campus prior to this year, we were in the Haymar House before for many different years, and kind of similar feel to the Haymar House, even though it's bigger and there's more places. We have 3 student lounges in there. We have got brand new furniture. And we do stuff all the time for students. Like Monday, I don't know when this podcast is released, but like on Monday, I believe that's the 13th of October, we're having like free popcorns. You can come in and grab a popcorn. We're doing like a alumni house open house later in October on the 27th. So there's lots of different events. We try to do at least 1 or 2 events per month in the alumni house where students can come in, hang out, but everyone's welcome Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Awesome. And I know you mentioned briefly as well that you help to provide resources or direct students to places that they need to talk to, things they need to get done. What are some of those resources that you provide?
It's kind of whatever people need.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very case by case, but mainly it's just either one of us will know the answer or we'll find somebody who does. So sometimes people, I think, don't know where to go to start. Like there's simple questions like if I have a headache, I'm going to go to the doctor. If I have trouble with my math, I'm going to go to the Math Learning Center. But like there's sometimes you have questions where you're not quite sure what the answer may be. And that's kind of like, we kind of see ourselves as kind of that one-stop shop for that. So like you got a question about where you can go off campus to, fill in the blank, do this. We'll try to help you with that. Or like you need assistance on how to, get a hold of your academic advisor. Maybe that's something you don't know. I worked with a lot of students who are new to campus who really don't know where to find it. And we'll help you find your academic advisor. So those resources really are varied and dependent on the student. But I provide a lot of stuff. And I also provide resources like I have trouble sitting and focusing for more than like 10 minutes. Like what do you use to help you study? Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, let me tell you about the Pomodoro method of working for 15 minutes, taking a break, and working for 15 minutes. So like there's lots of different things. We kind of know a little bit of everything.
And you mentioned some of these events that you hold, but what are some other notable events that students can look forward to from your department?
Yeah, so I think we kind of just do events what we think are going to be fun and we think that are going to be helpful. Mm-hmm. So like we host our Cookies and Coloring every month. That's a collaborative event between our office and the Center for Student Health and Student Mental Health and Wellness. And so that's just a drop-in event where people can color and hang out and have a cookie and relax. But we also do other things. And we're going to start doing some more socials. But the nice thing is, too, is that we're a brand new office, so we're kind of making things up as we go. Like a lot of our old events we don't do anymore. So we're working on creating new ones. So like this open house is a new one. We're going to have a Halloween party, so you can, guess how many little pieces of candy are in a jar and you win a prize, or guess the weight of a pumpkin, and it's going to be like, you win a prize if you get closest. Mm-hmm. But we do other things too, like we've given out like free pizza, we're thinking about doing board game nights or video game nights where people can come in and just hang out in our warm, cozy space because we have a living room and we have, a TV and people can come in and watch a movie or play a game. So a lot of our events, we're just kind of, right now, we're just creating new ones. And if anyone has any ideas or would love to see like any professional development things that people would have, we're always taking suggestions as well.
And if you do have any active events that are coming in the near future, where can a student find that information?
Yeah, so a big thing would be the Michigan Tech calendar. We'll put that in our events and the Student Scoop. But also too, we have a website under the Student Affairs website. It's under the Wayne Waterous Center for Student Success. And I know the Waterous Center also will post stuff about our events on Instagram. But since we're a new office, we still haven't got all of our social media back up yet.
So in a nutshell, I just want to make sure that, one, I clarify something. It's not just available to undergrad students.
No, graduate students are more than welcome.
Okay. And then secondly, I love the Student Support and Mentorship department because, like you said, it's new, you're growing, you're learning, you're sort of creating as you go, but it seems to be this place that is home away from home for a lot of students, and literally just a place that you can go and get resources and support like we offer throughout all of our division, but also just hang out and just kind of step away from the academic side for a second and just hang out there. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, and we offer lots of free beverages. I know like in the past a lot of international students just come into the Haymar house and grab some tea or some coffee, especially in the winter when it's cold. And we're still continuing that. we're just on the other side of campus now, so you got to find us. But we have free coffee all the way up until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. If you come in after 3 and you really want a cup of coffee, we're going to make it for you. We're going to say no. We just turn it off at a certain time. But then, too, we always have free tea, free cocoa, free water. And it is a place, and we have 3 different areas now that are brand new. We have a modular student study space where it's in a room, and there's different modular, meaning like you can move the tables around. You can make it your own space, and it fits about 10 people. And then we have 3 lounges on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st floor where students can just come in and study. And like right now, because it's fall, we're embracing the tradition of doing like jigsaw puzzles in the fall. So for the last probably 3 weeks now, we've had like different jigsaw puzzles on our table, and people can come in and work on it, or we got lots of games, so you can come in and play a game or play some chess or whatever you're into. And there's always usually someone there who would love to play a game with you too.
And I know with other episodes as well that we've had, and now I guess we're kind of moving into that support aspect again. We talked about the stigma with students asking for help and, not feeling comfortable reaching out when they need it. So if there is a student in that situation, what would you advise them to do in those cases where, like you said, they're not sure where to go or they just don't feel comfortable asking for help?
Well, a big thing is just going into a place, because I can speak for my office that you would never get like a weird look or someone wouldn't be able to help you. But like, I think the big thing is just going into a place and asking. And I think there's lots of different places across student affairs where you could go into that office and be like, hi, I need help with this. And then someone's going to help you regardless of what the topic may be. So for me, advice is if you have a friend who's maybe, because I know I'm pretty shy, so like going into a new place and just going up and asking somebody for help might feel weird. But I've had in the past lots of friends and folks in my life who I'm like, hey, I need help with this, and they would be more than happy to go and just like be my spokesperson for me and help me during a time when I need help. But like, tapping on a friend to help, or also too sending emails. Emails are a nice, easy way to do stuff. And like our email is super simple for Student Support Mentorship. It's literally just mentorship@mtu.edu. So you can just type that in, and then one of us will get back to you in a couple of days, like a day or so. And we try really hard to, at the very least, get you the help you need. So I think it's just using those tools and using the skills that you feel the most comfortable using, and knowing that when you go in to ask a question, no one's ever going to look at you like you shouldn't be there and you shouldn't ask that question, because our job is to help students. And at least I can speak for myself, my passion is always to help students regardless of their year in school. And I know what it's like to be a student, and I know what it's like to be a graduate student. I've been a graduate student for many years, and I know how stressful it can be, so I want to help any way I can.
And that goes to my final question to you, which is, I think when you walk in there, when it was the former iteration of what it is now, you always receive such a warm welcome. And I am super excited to see what you do with this department. I know that you came in at sort of that end of that previous iteration of what it was. And but I'm going to pose to you a question that Jamie posed to me when I was on the podcast in the hot seat. But why do you do this? Why is this so important for you? I know your background. You and I have talked quite a bit, but what drives you to do this kind of support for students?
Well, I grew up, I went to undergrad at a pretty large institution here in the Midwest, and there wasn't half the help there was, because this was the early 2000s, and student affairs wasn't what it was now. And I do this work partly by happenstance. My life happened to roll me into this job, and someone told me, a mentor told me I was very good at it, so I should keep doing it. But also I do this work because I would want help. I was a first generation student. My family never went to college. I came from a pretty working class Midwestern town where this life was I never know I could be this, and I just really like college. I never wanted to leave, so what's the next best thing? I can get paid to be here instead of having to pay to be here. So I just want to help students do their best and be their best person and get the best future for them, irregardless. And I've been around a lot of students. I've been doing this work now. This is like my 15th year, if you count grad school. And students really make my job worth it. If I don't work with students, like, it's just kind of boring. It's meetings and sitting and listening. But with students, you get to learn and you get to help. And I just think about what myself would have needed when I was trying to venture and trying to give other students the opportunities to step outside their comfort zone and to succeed.
Definitely. I may be biased, but the Student Affairs Division is pretty great. But yeah, thank you, Julia, as well as to your department as well for everything that you do for our students. And like we all mentioned, you know, it is a newer department, up and coming, but we're excited to see what you guys do with it. And thank you for being here and chatting with us today.
Yes, thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you for having me.
And we will see you next time on another episode of the Taco Latte podcast.
Bye.
This has been an IPS production with Michigan Tech University. If you would like to be featured in a future episode, reach out to us at ips@mtu.edu or come to our office in the administration building. Bye!